Yo, what's up guys, it's Inkling Boy back again with another video. We're doing more Pokemon card ranking showcasing videos. You already know we got the Pokemon cards that I don't really like that much, but I still enjoy. We have the average Pokemon cards like Charizard, Gardevoir, and then we have the ultimate Pokemon like Lucario, Como-O, the ultimate Pokemon. We are continuing where we left off, where we have a whole bunch more cards left to show off. So let's get into it. The first thing we have up is Entei. I don't even know what this is. It's kind of like, it gives me kind of like a dog vibe, or kind of like a more of a lion vibe or a tiger vibe, just because of like its teeth, or maybe it's like I forget what it's called. I think a mountain lion, or I'm not sure what it's called, but it kind of looks like one of those animals, and it's kind of like it's a fire type. I think it's a legendary, and I don't really like it that much based on its design, mainly design wise, but the claws and everything and the little golden thing on its head, kind of like a little shine, kind of like the yellow part of a flame, kind of like the inner part of the flame. That kind of what it reminds me of, and it looks pretty cool. Kind of fix my hair, sorry. But yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of, kind of like a tiger. Kind of like almost a shooting star, almost, where it's like a tiger kind of like pouncing into action, almost like a shooting star just going down into the earth, going into battle. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. I think it looks like a pretty cool card, and we're gonna put you in the average. Next up, we have Manectric, but it's the Mega Evolution. This one doesn't change that much, other than more electricity. I think we put Manectric. Yeah, we're gonna put you in average, just above Manectric. Alright. Next up, we have Mega Evolution Heracross. I have never seen this Pokemon in my life. I don't know what generation it's in. I have no idea what this Pokemon even is or what it does. What I do like, I think, is that a water type? I think that's grass. I think it's a grass type. I'm not sure. But I do like how it's blue and has, like, it's kind of pointing up like a spike. It's got the Japanese writing on it too, which I also like. Makes it more cooler. Gives into the aesthetic that it was made in Japan and everything. He's got two little spikes up there. He kind of looks like a grouch almost. He's got really big eyebrows, like right here, and I think that's a frown. Right there, that red line, but I'm not sure. But I'm gonna have to put him in average again because like I've never seen him before, but he does look cool. I swear to God, I've never seen him. Next we have Camerupt. I've seen this guy a few times. I have never really, I don't think I've ever caught a Camerupt before, but I think it's a cow that has the body of a volcano, which I do think is cool, but compared to the rest, it's not really doing it for me. But it is a pretty cool card nonetheless. It's got Explosive Jet, Tumbling Attack, which is something it's got going for it. But compared to the rest, I'm not feeling it the same way. I apologize. So I'm gonna have to put this little dude in not average, basic. I'm not sure what it's called. The thing with when I say dude or gender, like, I don't know the genders. I said this before in the last video. I'm like I'm just calling it how I see it. That's kind of wrong, I think. I try not to overcompensate or think too much into it. I'm just calling it how I see it. If any of you have a problem, I swear I'm sorry, but I'm just calling it how I see it. Next up, we have one of my other favorite Pokemon. It's Sharpedo. It's a shark. It has a glowing eye, and it's just out for blood. And Sword and Shield, if you have the DLC, they just come chasing you like the jaws, like dun 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 dun, bum 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 bum. And he's so fast, he's so cool, and it's a shark, and he's blue, and he's got a red eye with bloodlust coming out of it. And I just love it. I love him. He's and he's a water type. So I'm gonna have to put him in the ultimate for just he's a sea creature. He's a sea creature. He's blue and he's water. Water type isn't my favorite. Fire type is, but water type is pretty dang close. Next up, we have Gengar. Gengar isn't really my favorite, but he's not my least favorite. I do like I don't know if the point is to make him creepy, but I love it anyway. He's got a ginormous smile on his face, red eyes, red bloodshot eyes, like you get shot in the eye from a bullet. I don't know why it's called that, bloodshot eyes, but he looks cool, he looks creepy. I like the purple, and he just looks like he's ready to cause some mischief, which I think is awesome. What does he got? Dark Corridor and Night Attack. Never heard of those two attacks before. I don't know if they're in the games or not, but I think it's pretty cool nonetheless. But we're going to put you in average Gengar. You aren't my favorite, but you aren't my least favorite. That's where you're going, man. Next up, we have one of my other favorite starters. We got Blastoise coming in. And Blastoise is another water type, which I do love. And he's a turtle, a water turtle that has kind of these water blasters coming out of his shell, which is kind of gives me like army vibes, kind of like a soldier, and has a cannon with a platoon and everything. I'm not really put words together. It kind of gives me kind of like an army type-ish vibe with the cannons and everything. Like, it's a dude who has like kind of just this giant weapon or cannon on him, and he's just ready to go into a war. And that's what I love about Blastoise. He just gives off that vibe. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm gonna put him in the Excellente group. Next up, we have Gallade, which is what I consider to be the male version of Gardevoir. I don't know why, he just looks like Gardevoir in a way. This dude has... Wait, if we look at Gardevoir real quick, Gardevoir, like, you can kind of see it, right? Like, literally, like, their hairpiece or whatever that is covering, like, both of their eye, and they just look like they're ready to just jump into action. Miss Gardevoir does not have kind of like a pink hairpiece because he has a blue hairpiece, but he's the male. I think he's the male version of Gardevoir. You will not convince me that he's not the male version of Gardevoir. He's green, he's white, he has a red eye, and I think he's tall and skinny. Piercing prizes, swift tongue. I think he's psychic based on the eye you can see right here. But that's what I think about Gallade. And overall, I think he's a pretty cool character. We're going to put him above Gardevoir in the average tier. Now this one I've been kind of looking forward to. Trevenant is... This is the first Pokemon card that, like, my first EX card that I've ever got, ever. Como was my first GX card, but this was, like, my first, what I consider to be a rare card at the time. I love this card because... not only being my first, like, he just looks cool. I've wanted this in Sword for a long time, but you have to trade in order to get him, which is stupid. But overall, he's a cool character. He's a giant tree, a giant shadow tree beast. And because he was my first Pokemon, and just because of how cool he looks, the One-Eye Cyclops deal, I'm going to put him in Excellente. How many do we got left? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we have 10 left. All right, we can do this. We got it. Next, we have Primal Groudon. I don't think I've seen this Pokemon. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if this is an alternate version of him because it says Primal. The camera is upside down, so you can't really see what the heck is. It's mirrored, which I apologize for. But overall, I like the Japanese once again because it's It's awesome, and I think this dude is a fire legendary. Am I right? That's a fighting. So I think he's a fighting fire legendary, which is pretty cool. I like the mouth, kind of like going to his mouth. It's kind of like an active volcano. Like magma's gonna come out of his mouth and just absolutely melt the competition. And yeah, there isn't really a whole lot to say because most of these Pokemon I've never really caught before, and I don't really know a whole lot about them. But I am a Pokemon dude, trust me, I am. But we're gonna put Primal Groudon in average, and that's his Mega Evolution form too. If I hear any controversy about Trevenant, Trevenant being over Mega Primal Groudon, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. This is my opinion. I can do what I want. You can do what you want to in the comments. I don't mind what any of you say. Hearing other people's opinions is interesting. I like to see what you guys like and what you don't like. It's very interesting to see. Next we have Reshiram. This Pokemon, I don't. There's nothing really to say about this other than it's a white. I think it's a dragon type. I'm gonna have to put this one in the bottom tier because like I've never seen this Pokemon. I know nothing about this other than the design. I can't really make it out that much. I just see two hands with four spikes, kind of like nails, and it's just its head, which is like a dragon. That's all I'm really getting from this. So it's a basic. It says basic, so I'm sorry, but you're going in the basic category, man. Maybe one day I'll catch you. I got my DS hacked, which means I can play any Pokemon game I want. I know in the last video I said I don't have every Pokemon game like Sun and Moon, but I do. Trust me. I apologize for that misconception or error. Next up, we have Malamar, the evolved version of Inkay, because I know my stuff. Inkay is, I think, is a Psychic Water, or just a Sidekick, because he looks like a squid. But, what is that? Water, normal, weakness, resistance. Okay, Malamar is actually pretty cool. He's like Inkay, because he's the evolved version. He kind of creeps me out in a way. If you watch the series, he was very, very creepy when I watched those episodes. But he's blue, he's got the mouth of an octopus, kind of, or a bird beak, but it gives more of an octopus vibe, because I'm pretty sure they have, like, those chompers right there. What is he doing? Oh, his eyes are different colors, too. I don't know if you can see that, but if I reflect it, one's, like, yellow and one's orange. Maybe he's using his psychic ability. But he kind of creeps me out just a little bit, but he's not too weird or different, or he is unique in his own way. There isn't a whole lot to say about him, like most of these cards. I apologize, but I think he's pretty cool, and he's not upside down like Inkay. He's kind of like, he's straight up. Inkay looks like he's upside down. Oh no, that was my, oh no, I'm gonna have to cut that out. That was my, anyway, Malamar's kind of cool. Unlike Inkay, who looks like he's upside down, he's straight up. He's kind of got these like blue tentacle things coming out of his head, which I do enjoy. And whatever these things are, I don't know if they're his tentacles or hands or what, but still looks pretty cool nevertheless. Anyway, we're going to put Malamar in the average tier. Next up, we have Mega Diancie. And this one, we're going to talk about this one for a second. This is probably one of the coolest Pokemon I have ever seen. Japanese things, you know, obviously. I like how this Pokemon looks like an ore or a gem that you would find in a mine somewhere. Because you can see, like, I think that's supposed to be like a pearl, not a pearl, a ruby, or kind of like a pink diamond almost. Steven Universe reference, how you get it. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of an ore almost, like you would find in a mine or just a shaft or somewhere. And it just looks pretty. It's like a crystal Pokemon. If crystal was like a Pokemon type, I would choose that any day of the week because they would just be beautiful works of art. And that's what Diancie shows. I've never caught a Diancie, of course, obviously. But just by the looks of it and what I've seen online, Diancie looks like a pretty cool dang Pokemon to have on your team. And so I'm going to put that in the Excellente tier. See, 1, 2, we have a straggler. We have a Camerupt, which I'm putting in the basic tier. Yep. I'm sorry, Camerupt. You forced my hand, man. Okay, we're getting into some of the better cards that I have now. And Gengar, I have another Strangler. Gengar, you are an average, right? You are. You are Gengar. You are an average. I'm sorry. You are not Excellente. You are good, but you're not Excellente. Oh, and Malamar, Primal Gyarados, and Gallade. Yeah, you're going in here right now. Oh, we have 4 more Pokemon cards left. All right. Next, we have the final of the Kanto starters. We have Venusaur. And Venusaur is probably the best, in my opinion, the best grass type ever. I don't want to hear anything about Sprigatito or anything about Chespin. Chespin is... Actually, no. Chespin might be the best. This is the second best. But I like Venusaur because it's like a plant. It's like a flower, kind of like a Venus flytrap because Venusaur. And it's kind of like a dinosaur in a way. And it's on all fours, kind of like a dog, an instinct, kind of like a pet. And it's blue as well. I like the fangs coming out of its mouth. It is like a Venus flytrap because it's like a flower, and then like it can literally crouch down, disguise itself as a flower, and then when something comes on it or comes close to it, it can just come out of that flower disguise and then just bite their enemies, which is pretty cool. And I don't think it's Excellente, but I think it's pretty cool nonetheless. And we're gonna put Mr. Venusaur in the average tier. 3 more to go. The top 3. Who do we got now? We have, the other, not Mega, Legendary of the Pokemon X and Y. We have Xerneas. I have never got this Pokemon. I have not played X yet, but it's a cool Pokemon. It's a deer. It gives me like that crystal vibe. Like if you look on the deer's horns, or I don't know what they're called. I'm really bad at this, but it's like a whole bunch of different colored gems and everything. It's blue. I love blue. If it's blue, I'm going to probably put it immediately in average. And it is a deer, which I'm not really a huge fan of, but just by the way it looks and how majestic it is, I think it deserves to be in the Excellente tier. It's like, I think if it wasn't a legendary or it didn't look as majestic as it was, it would not be deserving the Excellente tier. That was my father. Sorry. We have 2 more left. Next we have... Wow, I have not caught these. What is wrong with me? Kyogre, which I think is one of the... one of the legendary Pokemon in one of the games. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna have to put this in the Excellente tier just because it's a water type Pokemon. It's like a sea creature. I think it made me think of, I don't know why it made me think of a whale. I don't know what this would resemble. Maybe a manta ray, just because of like the fins that it has, kind of like the T-pose almost. And it's got these red things, kind of almost like it's like a robot almost. And yeah, so that's Kyogre, sea creature. And we're gonna put you in the Excellente tier. And the final, the ultimate Pokemon that I have is Mixizza. And Mixizza is also one of the best. Again, the Japanese. I'm never gonna stop talking about the Japanese. You can fight me in the comments. Don't think I won't. I will. No, I will. And I will defend this with my life. And this is the Mega Evolution of Scizor. I've never seen the Mega Evolution, or because Mega Evolution was only in Kanto region? No. It was Kalos region. And he's red. He's got the hands of scissors. Looks like he can chop anything with it. Bare rocks. Anything. Magma. Iron. Anything. This would probably be the only case if I played rock, paper, scissors with this Pokemon, and I played rock and he plays scissors, he would win that match. That's the only case in which scissors would beat rock. So that is the last Pokemon, and we're going to put this man in the Excelente tier. And now, we are going to show the hard work, the ranks of all the Pokemon that we have here today. Here, we have our basic Pokemon. We have our Reshiram, Camerupt, another Camerupt, Emolga, Skarmory, so, wait, no, that's not Skarmory, that's, Kangaskhan, kind of slipped out of my hands, that's Skarmory, Emolga, another copy Emolga, and we have two Kangaskhan, one's Mega Evolution and one is not Mega Evolution. Those are the basic. Let me show you the average Pokemon, which I think is the most Pokemon in the deck. I'm gonna put you back in the case there. We have Venusaur. We have Malamar. We have Primal Groudon. We have Gallade. We have Gengar. We have another Gengar. We have Macaracross. We have Entei. We have Charizard. We have Hawlucha. We have Mega Evolution Manectric. Another Manectric, but isn't Mega Evolution formed. We have Dragonite. We have Gardevoir. We have Sesame Toad. We have Lycanroc. And we have, oh wait, no, we have Ho-Oh. And we have Mega Evolution Gardevoir. And those are all the basics. And now finally, the last, final deck of the best Pokemon, in my opinion, in the deck. This is for you, my man. My men, my women, Pokemon out there. My Pokemon, Mixizar, Kyogre, Xerneas, Mega Evolution Diancie, Trevenant, Blastoise, Sharpedo, Como-O, my first GX, Golden Wobbuffet, or just normal Wobbuffet, whatever you prefer, Lucario, Aegislash, Mega Evolution Rayquaza, Yveltal, and finally, not finally, Toxicroak, and then finally, another Yveltal, because why not? And that was the list of Pokemon that I have from worst to best in Showcase. I did not think I was going to be doing a showcase, but why not? You got to improvise with the stuff that you have. I'm not that big of a YouTuber, not even close to a huge big YouTuber, but I'm doing what I can to make sure that you guys enjoy this stuff. Even if it's not your cup of tea, if you watch it, I really hope you enjoy it. And that was my Pokemon showcase video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be getting back on track, making more videos for you guys. And I will see all of you lovely Inklings, Octolings alike in the next video. We gotta get back on Splatoon. I know I am incredibly sorry, but we will get there. I promise you all. Peace out, guys. Stay fresh.